How you doing, everyone? It is the Get Loud podcast featuring Smoot and Jinx, presented by SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of your Washington Commanders. Smoot, what's going on?
I'm trying to get loud. How about you, brother?
I'm trying to get loud. Oh, how was your St. Patrick's Day? I heard you had a good day.
You know, Smoot is a Dutch-Irish last name, so, you know, I take some holidays more serious than I take others.
Okay.
And I'm more of a drinking holiday guy. St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day. These days come with alcohol installed in them. So I party in these days. Had a couple of green Coronas the other day.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. You know, they like to pour the green stuff in there. I haven't figured out what that is.
Yeah.
Is it Kool-Aid? I really don't know.
It's just food coloring.
I don't know, but it made for a good time. So I had a great time on St. Patrick's Day. Now, the wake up the next morning, not so good. The beer hangover and the liquor hangover are different.
Yes.
And I'm starting to see that as I get old. The bloatedness from the suds makes me feel a different type of way. What about you?
I didn't celebrate on Sunday. On Saturday, I went out with the girl, and we just kind of chilled. And then we realized, because a lot of people celebrate on Saturday, because they didn't want to wake up hungover on Monday.
Yeah.
So I looked around, and we were like, a lot of people are wearing green. Oh, and then we walk into a bar, St. Patrick's Day special. So we did some stuff in the afternoon, went to this Art in Bloom in D.C., which is like this artistic installation. And after that, we went and had some drinks and enjoyed the day. But it was nice.
I had no green on.
I had no green on.
Yeah. Like I didn't celebrate it the right way. I had no green on. And before the show, we was talking about the Olympics. You didn't believe some news I reported to you.
Okay, report me this news again, because I still don't believe it.
Do you believe that, because we got some games now that people don't think should be, breakdancing is a part
in the Olympics.
Of the Olympics right now. Curling, I have never taken serious. Because curling make me feel like my mama just said, go clean the house up. But she ended up throwing a metal thing on the floor to make sure the floor was clean, and here I go.
Sweeping it up.
I'm trying to sweep it up before I get there. But I told you that they used to have artists, picture painters, come to the Olympics, and they used to give a gold, silver, and bronze for the best artist, the best person who paints the best original picture at the Olympics. True or not, did it exist?
I say false.
You know how old the Olympics is? See, that's why I think you're forgetting. It used to be held in Rome.
Yes.
Rome is a very artsy place, right? What was more important to the culture at that time between sports and art? They was on the same level.
See, I agree with that, but my issue would be art, more than anything, is probably as subjective as it gets. How in the world do you apply a score to art?
The same way you apply a score to breakdancing. Like, it's
but in breakdance, it was like, all right, do the wave.
Texas, get him.
Yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, yes, but how do I know this dancer is better than this other dancer? Like, it's subjective.
Yes.
It's very subjective. So art is one of those things that you bring in the best art. I mean, museum hosts, people that do this for a living, and you say, which one of these is the best picture? So, yes, Leonardo da Vinci could have won the Olympics before.
Could have.
I'm just telling you.
But did he?
One of the best artists of all time. He was in, Rome.
This didn't happen, did it?
He did not win a gold.
Right.
But a lot of artists did. I'm telling you, it's a true fact that art used to be a part of the Olympics, my friend.
Okay, I'm going to look this up. We'll figure out the facts here. One thing we do know for a fact is that it's been a very successful period for the Commanders and signing some of these free agents.
Yeah.
Some bigger names, some guys who are huge pieces as far as keeping this team together and keeping the locker room together. We can just throw out some names here, and I want to, let me throw out a name to you.
And I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can expound on it. You can give me a word. I'll start with the quarterback position, Marcus Mariota.
Veteran, teacher, nurturer, big brother, uncle, protect me. No, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's brought here to reinsure and reinforce coaching. He's brought in here to teach a younger quarterback what not to do.
Right.
This is what made it hard for me when I came as a top number 2 pick. Was he
Okay.
number 2? Yeah, he was number 2.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect timing by the team.
Oh, yeah.
Former number 2 pick, gonna be helping another number 2 pick figure it out. As a person that had Darryl Green waiting on me when I got here, Champ Bailey made it easy for Fred Smoot to step in, be a starter from day one, because I had great DB coaching, but I had even greater player coach.
Yeah.
Who actually looked out for me in a way most players don't get. So, yes, Marcus Mariota, nurturer.
Before we get into other positions, I wanted to mention this because I know it will be easy to say, okay, well, this guy didn't have the career you would have expected for a number 2 pick. But there is something to be said for teaching someone professionalism, how to handle themselves and carry themselves, especially if you're a similar type of quarterback.
You don't need to be the best player all time to be a best teacher. Usually, Michael Jordan ain't a coach because they can't teach what they do. It's usually good players who become great coaches. So Mark is in more than a better place to teach this kid everything he needs to know about this game, every responsibility on the field, off the field. Like how not only to be a pro, but almost be a politician because that's what you are at quarterback.
Stay on the offensive side.
Yeah.
Tyler Biadasz.
Biadasz. Make sure y'all pronounce that right. The Z is silent. Biadasz. A couple of things come to mind with him. Crippling the Cowboys. We took their starter. Now, a center. Now we went from starter being one of the weaker positions on our team to now a strength.
Yeah.
The thing about Biadasz, my phrase for him is, I'm going to watch your back. That young dude quarterback we were just talking about?
I got you.
Biadasz going to make all the calls, taking that off his plate for all the protections. Biadasz going to help him understand fronts. He's going to help him understand pass coverages. He is going to be that safety net for this kid. So everything starts with the center. The snap of the ball is everything. He is one of the most important signees we had this offseason.
One more on offense.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler, who is already saying, I'm going to score some touchdowns for you.
He's one of the few backs in the league that has 30-plus rushing touchdowns and 30-plus passing touchdowns in the league. He did it in the shortest time, 7 years. All right, so he's a guy that's a Swiss Army knife. He's a guy that's going to be an outlet. 2 outlets for a young quarterback. The tight end position, that's going to be over the middle, short, safe passes, and the running backs who are going to get yak. And I ain't talking about cutting yet. I'm talking about yards after the catch.
Sometimes you are talking about cutting
yet. I am talking about cutting yet. You can be stuck in Green Bay and it's 2 degrees. I need a little yak. But at the end of the day, he going to be your yak, man. He's going to be, hey, I don't know where to throw the ball at. Let me get it to you. He also going to be, he's hard to tackle.
Yeah.
Right? And I think he's going to be healthy this year. And I think with him and B-Rob, we have a perfect thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
And I think with him not having to carry the ball 300 times, he'll probably be healthy the whole entire season and a guy that can run a lot of games. The one thing I can say about this, we took a lot of captains from teams, and now we got a bunch of leadership over here.
Let's go to the defensive side.
All right.
Jeremy Chin.
You know what? See that right there? See that? That's where he's going to hit you at. In your chin. His attitude is, I haven't played my best ball yet.
Right.
Carolina didn't give me a chance to play my best ball. Here, not only do I got something to prove, I got a coaching staff that's going to put me in position to make these plays. So he's a man with bad intentions. And see, I like for my defensive players to have bad intentions. Like, with the ball carrier, the running back, he going to have bad intentions. Come across the middle as a wide receiver, might get fined, bad intentions. All right? I'm going to hit you everywhere, chin down. Like, this is what this guy is. Mr. Chin is what I'm going to call him. All right? At the end of the day, Mr. Chin will be one of those guys at the end of the year will be a fan favorite. Mark my word, Chin.
Okay, since you're talking about bad intentions, we got to mention Frankie Louvu.
Louvu.
Oh, man.
Louvu. I feel like my girl brought me a Louvu for Valentine's Day like 10 years ago. Is that Louvu? Yeah, it is. All right. I bought you Gucci. I bought you Louvu. It happens.
You might have gotten a knockoff. The Louvu.
I got a Louvu. This is the real Louvu.
Okay.
I love this dude. He blitzes with bad intentions. He covers with bad intentions. And talking to some guys down there in Carolina, all I heard was, man, y'all just took the heart and soul out of our locker room. That says a lot to me. That means he's a verbal leader. That means he's a guy that leads by example. That means he's intense. That means he loves to play football. And I think with these guys, they went and found people that love to play football. Football players. Might not have all your measurement. They are football players. And Louvu, he is the epitome of this. I think this guy right here is going to make his presence felt in the NFC East instantly.
I think I'm as excited about him as anybody on this list.
Seriously. Anybody on this list. And we got Bobby Wagner on this list.
Let's talk about Bobby Wagner. I mean, and thing is, too, Smoot, is that with these two guys and Wagner being such a beast in the middle, you can move Louvu around. You can be really creative.
And that's what you want to.
Yes.
And don't forget, Jamin Davis going to be coming off that other edge. They finna make it hard for people to breathe. And see, this is what I love about Bobby Wagner. When he walks in that locker room for the first time, in that huddle.
Oh, man.
El Capitan. You understand me?
Yep.
Nobody credentials is his. Nobody on the team. Not Allen, not Payne, not nobody. Super Bowl winning champion. Right now has the most tackles in football. Mm-hmm. Active player. Been there, done that. Played in Quinn defense. Understands how it's changed. Instant leader. All right, instant guy that certifies your defense. Tackling machine. All right, when we got London, I think London won but a year younger than him.
Yeah.
You know how long London played.
Yeah, forever.
Right, so, we don't know how long we're going to have this guy. But tone setter, leader of the defense, hands down, already the leader of the defense, haven't even played a snap.
I believe last year he graded out second overall among all linebackers against the run. So he's got a ton of football left.
And don't forget, we got a problem over there in Philadelphia besides Cheesesteak and Rocky. They got Saquon Barkley running down here with a running quarterback in Jalen Hurts and two wide receivers that can beat anybody. And don't forget about Dallas Goedert. So very important that we have this guy on this defense.
Really underrated signing, Dorrance Armstrong.
You know what? Armstrong is one of those guys, and I like his last name, Armstrong, because he bats down a lot of balls. He didn't play but, 40% of the snaps?
When he did play.
But when he played, 8-sack guy. Think about it. We had guys on here playing 70% of the snaps and get 8 sacks. For instance, Sweat was the first player to end the year leading 2 teams in sacks. He led us in sacks and only played a half a year. He led the Chicago Bears in sacks. That tell you what a Armstrong brings to this. And I've seen players, Antonio Pierce and the rest of these guys, where they start to figure it out, and then the next year they get to start.
Yeah.
And they even better. I think he going to take advantage of the fact that nobody won't give me no respect because Lawrence was over there and Michael Parsons and everybody. Now I get a good fresh start to go out here and make some plays.
We're going to pay some bills, then I got a question for you because you made this point earlier today. I thought it was a really good one.
Oh, yeah. Art was in the Olympics.
Let's talk about Honda. We love our guys from Honda. You got to explore the sophisticated and sleek look of the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid, Honda's most electrifying vehicles yet. Conquer the unpaved road in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks like the Pilot Trail Sport, Honda's most capable SUV ever, or experience the thrilling performance of the fun-to-drive Honda Civic. With an available turbocharged engine, get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda perfect for you. See your local Washington area Honda dealer today. And Recycle Track Systems, transforming the way commercial businesses and communities manage waste and recycling. They combine the power of AI with premium customer service to optimize waste pickup schedules, ensuring timely and efficient collections to keep our neighborhoods cleaner and greener. Bam! Visit rts.com to learn more about how we can help your business manage waste more responsibly. Whew. All right. I always try to find a way to transition here.
Because we always go off the rails.
Yes. So, but what I was going to ask you, and this is not scary, this is one of the more positive things when you think about this roster is that you were saying we're focusing on free agency. That's a wonderful thing. But we forget there is already talent on this roster.
Why do people keep forgetting it? Like, think about this. Everybody's so excited about these free agents. We had to sign some. We had so many holes to fill. We had 20 players on this team, 23.
Yeah.
To get to 53, no, forget 53. The offseason, you need 100 players. All right?
Yeah.
We had to almost sign 70 players just to have a preseason roster. So we have signed all these players, and we still got the most cap left in the NFL. But don't forget that we still got Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, all right, Payne. All right, we still got John Allen. We still got Jamin Davis. I know my youngster didn't have no good year. We still got Emmanuel Forbes. We still got we got players. Like, it's somewhere, I don't know how we did this. We end up keeping all our good players and cutting all our bad players.
the way to do it.
That's the way to get the job done.
That's the way to do it.
Like, that's what it is. So we got all of these guys. So I don't think it's going to be a longer turnaround as most people. I think we'll get back to it sooner than later as they team build. And I think they're taking a great approach to team building. Think about it. We solidified, before the draft even started, the interior offensive line. With Algredi, with Biotish, Sam Cosme. Do people not understand Sam Cosme was one of the best guards in football this year?
Yes.
We found something. All right? The interior line sold up. All we need is tackles. All we need is tackles now. And don't forget, we still got guys like Wiley on this roster. Like, we are set up for success in a different type way. Because when I say D-line, do they forget about Fidelian Mathis? Do they forget about the depth we have at the tackle position? It's a lot of stuff to work with here. And I think we need to start to look at it like that, because I think everybody is looking at it as a rebuild when it's a retool. That's different.
So when you look at the team signing Marcus Mariota,
the
thought process is, okay, he's a very similar quarterback to Jaden Daniels, so maybe that's who this team is drafting. Or do you think they're not going to draft a quarterback at all?
That ain't how we look at life. Because if you look at my dating history, I ain't got no type. I might.
Is it the same?
No, because might be a Mariota. Might be Justin Herbert. It don't matter. Like, think about it is, all right, yes, I think all three of these quarterbacks at the top, Mariota could mesh with. Drake May is a better athlete than people think he is. He's very Josh Allen-esque and Justin Herbert-esque, but these guys run. They just a 230-pound body. That's what he brings, but Mariota can help him just as much as he can help Jaden Daniels. Just as much as he can help J.J. McCarthy, who is skyrocketing up the board, who I think is you know how they always say, most of the time the quarterbacks that get taken in the back of the first round go to better teams? I think J.J. McCarthy going to be one of those guys that benefit from that.
Yeah.
So he's going to go to a safer team that's going to protect him in a way that he'll be ready to play earlier than some of these other dudes.
I think it's a good way to look at it. And everyone says, look, he wasn't asked to do at Michigan.
He did whatever they asked him.
He did what they asked, which wasn't necessarily slinging around, but he didn't need to.
But guess what? He made more pro throws than every last one of these quarterbacks.
There you go.
He made tight window throws. He ran a pro scheme with a pro coach, with pro wide receivers and a pro running back, and still didn't have to be the star. That says a lot to me. Teammates loved him. Stronger arm than you thought. Faster than you thought. Better athlete than you thought. And he got quarterback face.
RG3.
Yeah, you know what?
We talked about it on the show. He says that Caleb Williams, who is presumably going to be drafted by the Bears, that he should pull an Eli Manning and tell the Bears, nah, I'm not playing for you guys. And you agree?
Bobby Three Sticks, we finally agree on something. Because me and Robert done butt heads a couple of times. But this one, I feel if Eli could do it, and Robert said something in there, he was like, this is probably going to be the most power you ever have, because the rest of the power you have to drain that in the NFL.
Yeah.
So if you ever going to push buttons the way you want them to push, this is it. And he want to get to that. Why not want to get to the NFC?
But isn't this a really good situation for a number one quarterback?
Until it's not. We watch Chicago chew up quarterbacks and spit them out. We've watched them. It's like me saying, you bringing Lil Jenkins to my house.
Okay.
Right? And I'm telling you, you know what? We need to drop these kids off at a babysitter. And you be like, what's the track record of that babysitter? I'd be like, no quarterback has survived them. No kids have survived. You'd be like, I'm not doing it. All right? And if I'm Caleb and I'm from here,
okay,
the NFC East, 4 of the biggest markets in sports. Washington, D.C., world market. New York, world market. Philadelphia. And I don't have to say about the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to be there instead of the North? I played in the North. A lot of history. A lot of old teams. This is where the love comes from the East Coast. Right? Not only that, if I'm him, I let my daddy do the talking.
Yeah.
I take a note from the Mannings. Arch did the talking. Not Eli. Eli didn't say a word because you don't want that on you. Caleb dad is similar. Get up and say, nah, my son shouldn't be in no Chicago. Matter of fact, if you draft him, he ain't coming. We're going back to college. We're going to the Canadian League.
But didn't they win 7 games last year? Got Allen now.
Oh, we understand.
They have a very good defense.
But tell me greatness at the quarterback. McMahon, Rex Grossman. Do we even know how Chicago as a city would treat a great quarterback?
If he was great, it would be all up. Now, that might be hard to get, but if you give that franchise with that history a winner finally, they go crazy.
All right, then think about this. Jordan Love, infancy.
Yeah.
Detroit, they in their infancy of winning.
True.
And Minnesota won't stay down long.
Okay.
They're going to get a quarterback this year with you. Now, let's take it to the NFC East. Daniel Jones. All right?
True.
Dak Prescott. As much as he make money, he's very Kirk Cousins-esque in that way.
Struggles on the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got Jalen Hurts. I'd rather be over here.
Okay.
So, Robert, Bobby, we agree. And I know I read some of the people saying stuff under that stuff, calling you out. Forget all that. You were right. Oh. Yes, people heard me say it. Bobby 3 Sticks was right. Caleb should power his way to where he wants to be. And if he's willing to sacrifice being the number 2 pick instead of the number 1, that says everything to me.
Yeah.
Because it's no more prestigious thing in the NFL than go number 1. That means I was the best person in the world that year in football. He like, nah, I'd rather go number 2. Sacrifice. I'm always for a player that sacrifice for the greater good.
You really think there's a possibility he could end up at 2?
Put it like this. I've seen it happen. Right. Think about it. Right now, let's just say we wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Caleb didn't snapped. I don't want to go to Chicago.
Okay.
He's left Chicago in a bad position. Because now I don't have to come up to 1. Mm-hmm. I don't have to give you nothing. You can't take him. You can't take him. Because if you do, you're going to trade him for a lot less.
Yeah.
He already said he ain't playing for you.
But what if Chicago says, we'll call your bluff. We're going to draft you anyway. And then he's going to risk being a surefire number 1 overall pick, all that guaranteed money, and no guarantee that he's going to have a better situation next year if they say, all right, sit out and wait.
First of all, that's such a Chicago thing to do. Like, that's such a Chicago thing to do, to date somebody that don't want you. Like, that, you know what type of relationship that is? Every day you got to worry about, am I leaving? You unhappy? I was unhappy the day I made it. I made it clear to you. Mm-hmm. That would bury Chicago. Like, if that case, you got to go and take Drake May.
Yeah.
You got to go and take Jaden Daniels. And still feel like I got a quarterback to start my career. I mean, the quarterback of the next 10 years. I just think you cannot take a person that don't want to be there. I think it devalues the pick.
Yeah.
But if he wakes up and does that, all the power comes to the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And that ain't always been a bad thing.
All right, let's pay some bills.
Why not pay some bills?
Let's pay some bills.
Bet365. The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official sporting bets partners of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with Parlay. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's really up to you. Download the Bet365 app today. Join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Please do that if you got that problem. I don't have it. Not yet. MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of places anywhere in the world, and in the blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today. Fly Dulles.com/nonstop. Get there. Get there, baby.
My man.
Yes. We can go to Rome and see, like, the real Olympics and see somebody over there speed painting.
I was just going to say, I knew you were going to say
That's
painting.
just speed painting, man. I take my guy that used to have the show. What was his name?
Bob Ross?
I would just put Bob Ross right in the Olympics.
That's a gold medal winner right there.
There go your winner right there, yep. Bob Ross for America.
Did you see? I want to stick with the NFL. Did you see Jameis Winston? I love this. He spoke at a Saints equipment manager's wedding, gave a blessing, went to the wedding with some of his teammates, gave a great prayer. What did you think about that?
Brother Jameis Winston is a jewel.
I loved it.
When he opens his mouth, I don't know what's coming out. So now I know how people feel with me. I love, like, Jameis is Jameis, and I'm just hoping he find like a Doug Williams resurgent in his career where somebody throws him in there and he just Joe Flacco's him to death, because Jameis just went through so much, and I just feel like one day he got to have his day, but he's not the first pro athlete to marry people. Like, man, you've been working the church side.
I've officiated 4 weddings.
I'm an ordained minister in the state of Virginia.
Oh, all right.
My daddy is a real minister, right? So I come from a lineage. That's the thing about it people don't know. My dad is a preacher right now in Mississippi.
Oh, really?
Yes, been a preacher, long time. I'm named after my Uncle Fred, who is also a preacher. So I was bathed in that glory. I bathed in that glory. But I think people get a kick out of having unconventional things.
Okay.
Like, instead of just a preacher, they would rather have one of their favorite athletes come do it.
Sure.
I just think that's where we're headed at, all the conventional things. I just watched Doc Walker, a.k.a. the doctor, marry CJ. Him and his wife. All right, so Doc got up there and did a great job. But see, Doc was up there looking like an old dirty preacher from like 1985. So it was a good, fun time. So this ain't the first time or the last time that this thing gonna happen.
Would you officiate a wedding, and whose would it be?
If I could choose.
Yeah.
Probably Terry McLaurin's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I met Terry dad.
Okay.
And once I met Terry dad for like 5 minutes, I was like, no wonder your son's so good, because he got it from his pops. It's just there. It's just oozing out of. And I love to be in like Indianapolis pumping that thing up, because not only am I the preacher and the master of the ceremonies, I double as the DJ.
Oh.
That's all. Let me see you too. I'm going to get that thing jumping in there. I go from the preaching, I keep my robe on, and I go right to DJing. I'm here for the long run. I'm here to make sure this thing is exciting as you can be, because these people got to remember this for the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's going to be one of them things, your wife either going to praise it because it was so good, or she going to throw it back in your face because it wasn't up to par.
You got to meet those standards.
Got to meet those standards. So I was like, if Fred Smoot the preacher and I'm the DJ?
Oh, my God.
That's a little good and a little bad.
I'll tell you something, though. When you're marrying 2 people, that's a lot of pressure.
Because you don't want to mess day
That's
up.
what I'm saying. It's their day.
Yeah, it's their day, and you know, as you look at that man, he's just like, please, don't do it. Then you look in the crowd, and his dad out there like, he finna blow. Then her dad, like, he'll never get to, like, so you got like so many emotions. Then you got like the kids, the ring bearers looking at you like, I thought I was going to mess this thing up, and it's going to be you. So at the end of the day, the pressure's there, but guess what athletes are used to? Pressure make diamonds. That's all I'm saying. What you putting on her ring finger?
A diamond, baby.
Pressure is needed for that day.
Do you have a favorite story or a wedding that stands out that you attended or that you were a part of? Because I'm sure you've seen a few.
Did I not tell you that I'm named after my Uncle Fred, right?
Okay.
My Uncle Fred aged out of preaching. You don't think, like, that's one of them jobs that people don't take from you. Right. Like, you done went in the church and the preacher was like 105, his head down, and Sister Pearlie singing.
Like, it's time.
Right? So my family, they always do it. Fred, you're going to have to tell Uncle Fred he got to stop preaching. I'm in D.C. Why would y'all call me to tell Uncle Fred?
You had to do this?
Because they know I ain't got no filter. So, I set my Uncle Fred down. I say, check this out, Unc. The family think it's time for you to stop doing all the family functions, because he does everything.
Yeah.
Like, they want to hand it off to somebody else in the family that's good at it. What are you talking about? The Lord didn't pick me to do this. I like, Uncle Fred, these are the last couple of things that happened. Mm-hmm. My cousin got married.
Okay.
While her stepdad walking her down the aisle,
okay,
they stopped he started saying, he started going into it. He ain't handed her all. So he almost married my cousin to her stepdad. All right? That was the first mistake.
That's how you know it's time.
That's when you know it's time. No, that ain't when it's over with. My Uncle Fred does a funeral. The sister of the one he just almost married to the stepdad had a death in the family. So it's her child, but she got her other kids with her. They all sitting here. He starts the funeral, and he's saying my cousin Deontay's name. And I'm like, what? What is he doing? My cousin Deontay is right here beside us. So he almost buried my living cousin at the funeral of his brother. I said, hey, that's what my family say. The line is drawn now. You're going to have to go do it. So after the funeral, while we eating, I put him to the side and say, oh,
you did this right after the funeral.
That's the worst performance I have ever seen in my life. The family has spoken. They sent me over here to tell you that you have married your last smoot and buried your last smoot. He was like, what? I was supposed to do this from inception to dirt. Not like, no, everybody retires. Everybody gets old. Like, you know the things you almost done in the last 2 times. So, he aged out, and I had to be the bearer of bad news.
That's incredible.
No, it's terrible.
I mean, it's terrible. It's just, this dude. It's incredible. You were like, I'm going to do it right now.
I have to do it right now, because even my uncle, he had like 2 strokes.
Oh, wow.
So he ain't the healthiest person anyway. So I'm like, it's just time. Like, it's time. I'm your namesake.
You know what's crazy? I read, this is semi-related, but it's the worst. I don't know how you're going to look at it, but you remember, it's the worst funeral story I've ever read.
Yeah.
Where, remember the dude used to work for Verizon, the Can You Hear Me Now guy?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
and then he switched to Sprint for a while.
Yeah, he sold his soul.
And so I don't know why I saw some commercial and I was like, I wonder how much that dude made. Yeah. So I just looked it up. But he was saying after he finished with that job that even though he enjoyed it, the worst moment he ever had was when he was at his grandmother's funeral.
Yeah.
And they were lowering her into the ground. Someone there he heard whisper, "Can you hear me now?" As a joke.
Oh, my
I know.
God. Why are people so heartless?
Isn't that terrible? I was like, oh, my God.
God, first of all, why are people so heartless?
Terrible.
Like, why would you show up at a funeral to do that and say that?
Man. I just get myself chills.
Hey, first of all,
that's terrible.
That's when fandom goes wrong.
Yes.
Like, people don't understand. You should not say certain things. And like, I done had people holler.
If you think that, you should be like, just keep your mouth shut.
I have been to church, right? Off season. I go visit the church house. Nothing wrong with that. Then you hear somebody holler out the crowd, "What happened against the Cowboys?" First of all, Jesus rebukes you. All right? Why would you bring that up?
You have been rebuked.
Yes, because I had to miss church to watch you on Sunday. Like, people do not ease up on athletes. Like, I retired right at the cusp of Elon Musk's app taking over Twitter.
Yeah.
I was right at the cusp.
Right there.
I don't know how athletes take it, especially corners. After just having to work, just getting beat up and just look up your timeline and it's, you stink, you awful. Like, people don't understand. That's bad energy and bad.
And also, you forget, there's an actual person behind
there.
That. There's a person there.
Inside of the helmet.
Yes.
It's a person. I know people build us up like Hercules and gladiators of the Roman time, but we are men with feelings. We are females with feelings. Like, don't think we don't go home after a bad game and cry. Yeah. I got a whole jar of tears. I call them the
Jinx, don't drink that.
Don't drink
Those
that.
Are my tears.
It's on my liquor cabinet. It's called Tears of the Burnt. I only cried into this at the game. I got burnt. And I said, you know what? I can't let these tears hit the ground because I want to collect them. I want to collect them because I want to see how much of my raw emotion came into this jar. Now I got to the point when I'm, having my drink.
Yeah.
Mix a little cup of tears in there. And drink those sorrows away. That's what you got to do, Jinx. That's what you got to do. And we've been having debates before the show started.
Oh, my God. I can't even. I'm going to pay some bills.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you tell people what you're watching. But then we're gonna save our big debate for another time.
we gotta get into this today.
You want to get it? All right, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and tell you about Honda because we love Honda.
Please do.
You got to explore the sophisticated, sleek look of the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid, Honda's most powerful electrifying vehicles yet. Conquer the unpaved road in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks like the Pilot Trail Sport, Honda's most capable SUV ever, or experience the thrilling performance of the fun-to-drive Honda Civic with an available turbocharged engine. Get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda perfect for you. See your local Washington area Honda dealer today. And our good friends at SeatGeek. The new official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. The deal is finalized. It's set. They're not going anywhere. Get used to the name. You're going to see it everywhere, as you should. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games or any other event in the DMV, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders, so Commanders fans can fan.
That's a pros pro. The way those phrases and words come off of that mustache is something of greatness.
Thank you. I think the mustache is helping with my pronunciation.
Listen, the way it echoes like a cave, like the depth of
like
the
Vietnam
mustache.
cave you always love talking about.
Yes. Listen, that mustache, it performs in weather. It performs like
all weather.
That's very Burt Reynolds right there. Like, do you not remember the spread that Burt Reynolds did?
Burt Reynolds, that stash, Tom Selleck stash, legendary.
But do you not remember when he laid on the bearskin rug?
Oh, yes.
And he had a bearskin.
He was bare all the way off.
Yes.
Look up that ad.
Was he the first male, like...
Almost nude.
Yes, he was there.
He was nude.
Yes. Yeah. Only thing he wore in there was a mustache.
That's right.
That's
the only thing covered him.
That was it. Back to what's going on.
Okay. To a couple guys who don't have mustaches.
Yeah.
You just watched Ricky Stenicki, and we had a small debate before we came on. I love The Rock. I like John Cena, but you are saying that John Cena is going to be or is already a bigger star than The Rock.
No, he's not a bigger star now.
But you think he will be?
I'm saying when we look back 10 to 15 years, I feel like because John Cena has a funny bone that The Rock doesn't have. He has a reach in film. I think both of them, they can always do superhero. They can always do villains. They can always do any muscular man, intimidation. Yeah. They can do that. Cena is a idiot. All right? And I know as being an idiot, you have to be intelligent. Like, you got to be intelligent to do the things he do. What he did at the award show.
It was
The Rock ain't doing that. Ricky Stenicki, The Rock doesn't have the comedic chops to carry a movie like that. All right? The range of John Cena, as he gets better, because he's just scratching the surface. Peacemaker, one of my favorite.
I've heard it's very. I haven't seen it. I heard it's hilarious.
He's a idiot. I just think Cena has a personal, just a groundedness to him.
Okay.
That, and plus the scope he has, I just think he's going to surpass him. No, he's not The Rock now. The Rock is at the top of the pinnacle. And that's why I say, how far can The Rock go? Because it's the Fast and the Furious when I say The Rock. That's what you remember.
Yep.
Give me, what else comes? Give me characters.
Oh, Lord. Well, what's the one he did with Kevin Hart? I think he and Kevin Hart have a great
Kevin
relationship.
Hart is good.
They're good. They have a great chemistry together.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito thing going on.
But also, I feel like The Rock has a magnetism to him that Cena doesn't.
He's a sex symbol.
Well, that's part of it.
Hey,
I mean,
Cena
the ladies count too.
Hey, Cena ain't too bad himself.
No, they're both good-looking dudes. But The Rock's also been doing this for almost 20 years now. People forget.
And that's why I give Cena the edge, because look at how they jumped out to their career. I just think Cena is jumping out there. Cena already been part of DC, the DCU.
Oh, right.
He's already attacking the big things while still mixing in the small and the medium things, where The Rock was just on such a rise. I'm not doing that. I'm not going back to that. Where Cena seems to say, I'm never this and I'm never that.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up conquering it all. And you don't think I'm right.
No, and if you look at the biggest movies, at least box office-wise, that Cena has ever had, it's the ones where he had bit parts in a Fast and Furious movie starring The Rock.
No. But the Rock hates Vin Diesel. But
they don't like each other.
I've been saying Ludacris, if that's the case, got some of the biggest movies of all time.
Yeah, but Luda is a musician, though.
Yeah, but these are ex-wrestlers. Like, that's how we started the conversation. Who's the best ex-athlete, ex-wrestler
to have
the best acting career? because they all go into it. All right, Clubber Lang, Mr. T. Like, you could bring Mr. T into this if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
DC Cat.
Yeah. You can bring the Macho Man Randy Savage. You can bring, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the best athlete actor ever.
Yes.
Because you talking about Mr. America. I mean, Mr. Universe.
Yeah.
All right. He's the best. He's the standard.
Right.
Well, the one thing that Arnold couldn't do was comedy. He tried it with Twins, and it was funny.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
He tried a few things.
Neighbor, like he can't. The reach is different for Cena. All I'm saying is John Cena is amazing as an actor to me, and I think he's gonna only get better.
Okay, it's gonna be and also The Rock hasn't fallen off. He's
he ain't falling off, but I think he's peaked. All right,
that's
pick the what next movie could he do? Because he's already been Conan. He's already been
Jumanji.
Yeah, he's already did all of these. Like, where could he go? Like, at what point? Like, I can't take him serious as the president.
Right. I think it's at the point where he's as big as he's gonna get. The question is, how much longer can you stay relevant, and then how do you measure longevity as part of that career?
Yeah, Denzel. That's longevity.
Yes.
All right. But then I love a guy like Ryan Reynolds, and I love Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds' sense of humor has him above a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Not taking himself so serious. And I think that's going to be the same thing that catapults John Cena to stardom.
Oh, you love your John Cena. I do need to watch Peacemaker, though.
You need to watch Ricky Sneaky.
Okay.
Then start there.
Okay, I'll start there.
Start there and then go to Peacemaker, because Peacemaker going to take you a while. Because it's a whole season of it.
Okay.
It got a guy on that name, Economos. It's just so good. When I say so good, I mean the dude got a pet eagle named Eagerly.
This sounds right up your alley.
No. I'm just tell you, man. He's something, man. I think it's special.
Well, that gives us something to watch, me something to watch, and thank you for watching us. It's the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek. That's Smoot. I'm Jinx.
Got loud.
Got loud.